Yeah, the other one is hands up if you're interested in to become a developer. So a coder, build stuff. Everyone here should be able to code now with AI. So I'll show you how to do that. It's called vibe coding. What other areas are you guys trying to get into? So you want to do desktop support where you fix people's laptops? Is that what you want to do? Network engineering? So Cisco networking, IT, infrastructure. What about fix the printer? So there's lots of areas. The big areas that I'm really interested in are network infrastructure, so cloud hosting. So how do you run all these applications and databases in the cloud? I'm also interested in blockchain, like it was mentioned in the previous talks, learning about a decentralized ledger. So there's no middleman that can take your money. You can basically own your own private keys in your own wallet and hold your own money. No one can take it from you once you have that. So it's very important. The other part I'm really interested in is AI. So who's heard of AI? What does it stand for? Yeah, good. And then who uses it? Do you guys use Gemini or ChatGPT? What about the Facebook? Yeah. Okay. Meta. Yeah. Cool. Yeah. So everyone's touched AI. They've probably used it. I guess the big one for me is you have to build. So make sure that you don't just become a consumer or user of the technology. You really need to build your own app if you want to try and make a difference, make money, build a business. Otherwise, you'll just be like fixing the guy's laptop in IT. So you want to try and aim for a specific vertical, figure out which in your course, like you might learn about data science or blockchain, like courses here. You really need to figure out what you love and enjoy and you're passionate about, and then really start learning extra on top of your curriculum. Start learning about blockchain, watching YouTube videos about blockchain, becoming obsessed. Same if you want to go into AI, you really need to watch and become obsessed about that vertical. So what's really good about a sort of IT degree, and I'm doing finishing my computer science master's. Yeah, so today's session I'll be running through the OpenXAI, permissionless AI ecosystem, and then I'll be walking you through how to deploy AI models that are open source, and then talking about a learning community platform that we're launching. But yeah, basically, I wanted to give you a quick background about me. I was going off script, but I come from Australia, and I was in the mining industry. I did give a talk at Paraga, which is like Butuan, to the north end of Mindanao. Has anyone heard of Butuan? Has anyone been there? Or yeah. Cool. So yeah, lots of mining happens there. So they dig up lots of coal, gold. So even in Australia, even in mining, there's huge amounts of technology. So there isn't even a human being on the mine site most of the time. It's unsafe to be at a mine site when there's thousands of tons of iron ore or big rocks, huge excavators, diggers, huge trucks that are like 10 times your size. So it's not really a safe place for humans to be. So every single dangerous area is going to get automated, and you wouldn't be, it's hard to get a job as a truck driver at a lot of the BHP mines, which is like the biggest mining company in the world, Australia based, because we've automated all the truck drivers. All the trucks are driverless. So my job was to go around, set up these trailers, set up the Wi-Fi network, the microwave links. Then we do the same thing at all the different mine sites. And then I got a job running the the Global Network Operations Center in Perth, Australia. Basically, you can run like 34 mine sites across the world, all from a network operations center of some kind. And it doesn't really matter what industry you're in. It could be military. A lot of that's automated as well in terms of drones, running everything out of an operations center. Same thing for mining industry. Same thing for like, big tech companies that run similar ways. So a lot of this is all automated now, and all the digging, all the truck driving is automated. The train driving is automated. So don't try and be the truck driver, try and be the person rolling out the technology that automates all of it. So just a quick background there. I also did an MBA in Australia, which is like a Master's of Business Administration. So we got to travel with the MBA to Silicon Valley in the USA, in San Francisco, to go to the LinkedIn headquarters, check out how they did all their data analytics, which is pretty cool. We also went to the Tesla Fremont factory, again, another company that is completely automated or nearly automated, all the creation of all their vehicles and battery packs. So we got to travel through the factory and see how robotics, automation, all the tech, all the sensors help automate and eliminate people in a dangerous situation. So there's huge robot arms lifting, thousands of kilograms up in the air, off conveyor belts. You don't want to be a human being, pushing buttons and using a spanner. All of that stuff's completely removed because it's a huge risk for the company. So if you work with Tesla, then you'll be probably in tech as well. So you're in a good industry. You just got to really focus on where you want to work in. I then moved out of the mining industry and then into blockchain. So I founded the Solana Australia community back in 2020. We ran a bunch of events around the country. And has anyone heard of Solana, by the way? So Solana is a blockchain. Has anyone heard of Bitcoin? Yeah. Has anyone heard of Ethereum? Yeah. So, and then Solana is probably a fast and cheap version of Ethereum. There's also things like Base. So you were just told to install the Base wallet. Who actually did that? So make sure if you've got a phone, connect to the Wi-Fi, it's on the door. Then download the Base wallet, and we can show you one of the platforms we're launching, where if you connect your Base wallet, it's literally your way to log in. You can sort of get rewards given to you. So if you connect the Base wallet, you can actually get rewards in the future, and we'll be showing you. But obviously, you need to have your phone out and have the Base wallet app installed. So then I basically finished nearly finished. I've got one or two subjects left of my Master's of Computer Science AI. So it's been a really long journey, and my whole point of this is to talk about you should never stop learning. So even coming out of high school, I studied whilst I was working in a career. And it's really important that you just keep on top of all the latest technology. Cool. So what is OpenXAI? So it's a permissionless AI network. It's all about removing the middleman. So if you think of big tech, Google, Amazon, they run all the cloud. What we're trying to do is basically build an open source, free to use, free to build on AI ecosystem where you can build and deploy an app, and it cuts out a lot of that rent-seeking middlemen. So I'll explain what that actually is, but just going back in terms of the technology stack. So who's heard of TCP IP? Who's heard of IP? like internet protocol. So it's kind of a networky thing, but basically it's how does the traffic get from your phone out onto the internet, and you can download a website and view it on your phone. A lot of that runs on TCP/IP. So that came out probably like 50 years ago, something like that, in the 70s. DARPANET release. The US military was working on a project to send data from one site to another. Then they basically released that to the industry to get adoption around the world. And now we have the internet. So you can sort of see going back in time, like 50 years, that the technology was TCP/IP, and that had evolved and got faster and faster over the years. Then along came Web3, which is, for example, Bitcoin, which is a store of value. So who's got one Bitcoin in this room? No? Okay. So basically it's a way to store value, and it's a way to actually send money from one person to another. So it's a protocol where one person with the private key store wallet, maybe it's on your phone, can actually, or maybe it's on a web browser. If you have the keys, you can actually open a wallet and then store assets inside the crypto wallet. Then you're able to send it to another person. And that's basically Bitcoin, peer-to-peer money transfer, big store of value. A lot of there's like a fixed supply, 21 million, and the price keeps going up if more people keep demanding it. So if they want to use Bitcoin, then the value goes up. In theory, it doesn't always go up. It doesn't go down. It sort of does a lot of things. But then along came Ethereum. So they introduced essentially programming on top of the Bitcoin peer-to-peer money transfer layer. They introduced smart contracts, which is a way to put application logic on a blockchain in a decentralized way. So it's not just the app running on your computer, it's actually running on a blockchain network that's distributed across thousands of servers around the world. So that's Ethereum. And what we're building in OpenX AI is a decentralized way to do AI. So everyone's mentioned that you use ChatGPT. So essentially, OpenX AI is a way to deploy your very own private ChatGPT, but it's using open source models. So there's 2.2 million open source models, and ChatGPT is kind of like one of them. So it's permissionless and borderless. So you don't need approval from me to use the open source code to deploy your own open source AI model on your own laptop. You can run it locally. You can run it in the cloud, wherever you want. You can run it on your gaming computer at home, for example. And there's no, when we say permissionless, you don't need to sign up with a credit card or put your name or address details anywhere. You can basically just get started, start using it, running it locally, and you don't need, say, your dad's credit card to pay $20 a month to access it. It's all about having control yourself, and then not giving the control or power away to the sort of big tech companies. So yeah, it's pretty powerful stuff. The infrastructure is, it's decentralized, and we do integrate with smart contracts, and we are a Web3 company that's in AI. So we have a DAO. We have the ability to monetize whatever app you build. You can use a smart contract to charge for it. So we'll get into that later. And then finally, we're like decentralized. So there's no real CEO. It is distributed amongst different people building. The protocol itself, it's completely open source. So has anyone visited GitHub.com before? Has anyone heard of GitHub? I think we've got a few people that has visited it. So if you're an app developer, if you're a coder, you basically use GitHub to store your code. It's free. The other part of OpenXAI is because we're fully open source, there's no closed source or big tech company that runs it. We can actually drop the costs to use AI and build on AI by 80%. So it becomes a lot more affordable if you're trying to build your own business. And yeah, basically we have no coding platforms or websites you can go to build this without knowing how to code. So there's sort of no excuses to build. Just a quick one on what's wrong with the current industry in AI. So basically it is controlled by those big tech companies like ChatGPT, AWS, GCP, Azure. And what they do is they can charge a big premium for you to get access to AI services. So you might be able to get free credits and it lasts for like a few days and then you run out and then you have to pay $20 a month, which is pretty expensive. And then if you're building your own business, you might have $1,000 or $2,000 a month bills. So it becomes completely unaffordable. So there is other ways to do this where it's all open source and cheaper. So I'll skip over this, but one thing I just want to quickly say is, what is bare metal? So has anyone heard of bare metal? So that's a tricky sort of thing, but basically it's servers. So a desktop or a laptop is a computer. It can be a server. So what it means is if the server's running inside of an air-conditioned building in a data center, and there's racks and racks of all these computers running in cabinets, then that is a data center. Bare metal means, is there any software operating system installed on the server? So bare metal is the cheapest wholesale way to rent a computer in the cloud. It's just a server with nothing on it. You've got to install Windows, install Linux on top. So that's really important, and I'll explain why. So I might as well just get into the quick demo. So I'll just share this screen as well. Okay, so this is the studio. So if you go to studio.openxai.org, you can actually see a build button. You just click build, and it loads up a whole bunch of different open source models. So if you go to Hugging Face, which is a different website, there's 2.2 million open source AI models. That's models that people built at home using data. They use Python scripts or Python code to actually train the model on some data. Then they build that model on their GPU at home. The gaming computer could do this. And then they list it on the internet on a directory called Hugging Face. We're sort of working with Olama, which is a way to run that model on your computer, either on a cloud computer or home desktop or laptop computer. And then what we do is we've built a studio where you can like one-click deploy the model. So for example, if I want to deploy not ChatGPT, but DeepSeek, I can quickly click the model DeepSeek R1, and then let's say I want to deploy a 7 billion parameter AI model. We do have 10 free servers that you can use in the demo. So they're pre-deployed. But basically, if you look at, say, wholesale compute, it's a way to, has anyone heard of Skyscanner or Uber or Grab Taxi? Even like the shopping app or the food app, the Grab. So it's the same sort of thing. It's an app that can scan all the available vendors or providers of the service, whether it's delivering Jollibee or delivering bare metal data center servers. It's the same sort of app. And it can scan all of the different data centers that we've integrated around the world. And basically you get the cheapest price for something. So you can sort of get something at like $5 a month to $2.50 a month. So it's a quick way to rent that server cheaply from your own laptop. The other thing you can do is run all of this on your own laptop as well. So you don't have to pay for it. As long as you have a laptop, it's literally valuable hardware that can run all this stuff locally as well. So if you're stuck out at Valencia or something and there's like bad internet somewhere, you can actually use AI if you're running it locally on your own computer. So pretty powerful stuff if you sort of bother to learn it and use it. So I'll just hit deploy and I'll just skip over a few things. But what is actually happening here, it'll load up some terminal sort of stuff in the background and I'll show you that. But basically it's installing its own custom operating system on the bare metal server. So it's a Linux distribution called NixOS. We forked it to call it Xnode OS and added some extra features. But basically it's open source, it's free to use. So we're not going to charge any cost to the user to use an open source operating system. So again, how do you get the cloud prices down? So instead of paying like $2,000 a month, you can spend $200 a month and get the price down 90%. So this is one of the ways we do it. So you use Linux, and you can get all of that cloud server running really affordably. And this is really important if you're building your own startup. So you're keeping your startup costs really low and you're able to build the app that you want to build and then deploy it to like thousands of users and start charging for it. So you can sort of build a business on top of this and it gives you more runway. So instead of going out of business, running out of money in 3 months, you can sort of go 9 months because you're able to cut costs. Then it's installing application packages on top of NixOS. So things like Python is an application package, Python 3.11, for example, or Next.js or Node.js. So JavaScript is how you sort of build a nice website. And then it installs that on top of the NixOS, on top of the bare metal. Then it's installing other services I mentioned. So Alarm is a way to run an AI model on your own laptop, but you can also install the same thing on a cloud server, and you can run your own AI model, like DeepSeek, like any of the 2.2 million models that are out there. And then basically after you install that, you install a front end. So we've got Open Web UI, which is again another open source website that looks exactly like ChatGPT. It's just a website where you talk to an AI and then it responds to you. So all of that is free, open source, and then it deploys it. So this is the terminal that's in Linux, but basically, who's interested in this type of stuff? It's pretty nerdy. Okay, we've got like one person, sick. Open Web UI is a front end, so you can basically use the chatbot. It's installed the Alarm service. It's then downloaded the model called DeepSeek, which is 4.7 gigs. And it did all that in about 1.5 minutes. Then we can go to the app. It's deployed it to a temporary URL. And then you can sign in automatically, and then it basically has a fresh install of Open Web UI. And you can see here we've got DeepSeek R1 7 billion parameter model up and running. So this is your own server that only you have access to for 30 minutes because it's a demo server. No one else can access the data inside. We've installed the whole operating system, all the software application packages, the backend Alarm manager for the AI model, which we've installed DeepSeek, and then we've installed a front end, which is called Open Web UI, which is this. So now I can basically say, Hi, tell me, any question about Mindanao, Philippines, and basically this is a LLM model. So DeepSeek is trained on the internet's data. So if I just hit that, it will spend some time thinking. So it's a thinking model. It reflects, and we just let that load. Yeah. So it's just slowly thinking. It's talking about Philippines. It's talking about some of the stuff that was prominent on Wikipedia probably like 5 years ago. So it's just talking about whatever it's learned off the internet about Mindanao, Philippines. So this is an example of someone else training an AI model on some data. You can obviously train your own AI models. You can also pick any of these other models. So that concludes the demo, just for showing you a chatbot that you can run yourself. The other thing I have here running in the background is Alama. I mentioned Alama. So this is what Alama looks like running on my own laptop. So I'm just showing you here. So this is Alama, and I've got, say, a different open source model. You can see here, I've installed quite a lot, but this one's running Llama 3.2, 1 billion parameter model. So this is by Meta. So Facebook released open source AI model, and I can sort of just do the same prompt. So, hi, tell me about Mindanao, Philippines. Let's see what this thing knows about it. And it'll be slightly different. So what I'm actually showing you is different AI models are trained by different people. Some have bias, some have blank spots where it doesn't really know, it just knows what's on Wikipedia. Some specific models are trained on data in Southeast Asia for languages. So you can actually find AI models that are trained on Visayas, so Tagalog conversion. If you want to build a language learning app, you can use that model. And that's, again, free. I keep forgetting what the other dialect is. So there's something with the W. I don't know, why or something like that. What I, yeah. So if you want to learn what I, there's an AI model that can talk that language. You can ask it questions in Visayas or Tagalog or English, and then it will respond in what I. So, there's people that have trained huge dictionaries of data, thousands of websites, Wikipedia in different languages. Maybe they scan small, Bibles or textbooks, and then you're able to ask the AI to give you answers specifically trained on that data. So again, this is an American or Meta Facebook trained, AI model. Let's see if I can zoom in. Okay, so I can zoom in, and then the other one talking about war on whatever. So this is completely probably more up to date trained model. This doesn't mention that. It just talks about history. Talks about specific cities, Mount Apple, in Mindanao, Philippines. So this is using Llama 3.2, the Meta or basic trained model. But the whole point is I'm running this on my own laptop here. So the one in the background is running on a cloud server that I took over and ran. This one here, I've installed some software and running on my own computer. So I just want to show you this, because you just go to alama.com, you hit download, and then you can just install the app on your computer. Then you can go over to the models section. There's about like 450 different models. So what Alama does is picks all the good ones for you, so you don't have to go to Hugging Face and look through all the ones that aren't used. But here are all the good ones. I forgot what the actual language model is. But if I just type Tagalog. Let's see. Okay, so there is some, there's a few different models that are trained on Tagalog. People have basically been building things, training data. Someone built a travel agent model. So if you wanted to, I don't know, if you work at a outsourcing company to, say, Western clients, they're probably using an open source travel agent to respond to all the chat messages that come in. You can put that model on Alama, build a little web app, and then start charging money for that. So there's a huge amount of value of all this work people have done in the AI community, and you can then take that value and then build a business around it. So I'm just trying to show you, what that looks like. So it's, you're totally free to just go to this website, install Alama, and start playing around with different open source AI models. So, we're just mentioning, it is cheaper to use open source. You can run it locally, not locked into a vendor. So it is a great way to build. Again, I've shown you Studio, so that's how you can build and deploy your own chatbot. There is other products that we're launching, and I'll show you what those sort of look like. But yeah, when compared to the competition, OpenXAI is completely open. Literally, it's in the name. It's completely open source, unlike the other company that's closed source. And yeah, we're able to do that a lot faster, cheaper for you to build. And I'll skip over that. But the main thing is cutting out the middlemen. So there's no big tech company that has all the power, control, that don't have all the value locked in. We're actually just saying, look, there's a huge open source community here. You can just use any of these building blocks and then build stuff. So we do have a new community we're launching called the OpenXAI Circle community. So who installed Base Wallet on their phone? So you just click that out, and you can go visit the this QR code. But basically, what it is, I'll just load it up. It's a community learning platform. So I'll be spending some time over Christmas recording some videos, teaching about AI, teaching about Web3 introduction level. Then we'll start talking about building an open source, and I'll record the videos. And the whole point of this website, it's not to recreate video hosting like YouTube. It's to connect your wallet. So if you connect your wallet, it's not just a way for you to store money like Bitcoin or Ethereum or Solana. It's a way to identify yourself in the Web3 ecosystem. So if you want to be a part of the decentralized, democratized sort of Web3, you need your own identification, which is the public key of your wallet. So install the Base wallet. You can install MetaMask as well. Connect your wallet, and then we actually do have a way to see who's connected their wallets. We haven't launched the courses yet, but once they are there, you'll be able to see the top learners. We'll see the top contributors on our forums. So we do have some discussion forums as well, so you can join in there and start talking. Obviously, we do have Discord as well and Telegram if you want to use those. Who's heard of Discord and Telegram? Who's got Discord? Okay, and then who's got Telegram? Who's got a Twitter account or X account? Okay, cool. So probably one other tip for obviously school or university students. If you're trying to get an app into application development or even just Web3, maybe you love developer relations or marketing, maybe you like building demos, maybe you like coding, maybe you like raising money because you want to build a startup. it's really important to start building your social profile across all of those platforms. There is decentralized versions as well of that called Farcaster, which is pretty, it's integrated into Base. So because you've got a Base wallet, you can actually do things on Farcaster as well, which is like Twitter, but decentralized. The other thing, if you want to be a coder, so there's probably like 5 people, start creating a GitHub account, start live coding and just building things on the weekends, build little demo apps, and then you can actually build up a portfolio on your GitHub. So when you go to fill in your resume or CV at the end of university, it's not empty. It's just, maybe you worked at the local Tindihan or something, but you don't have coding experience. So when you get to that first job interview, what are you going to talk about? So try and build up your GitHub portfolio. You should have like 20 projects there. You can literally live code really quickly. How much time have I got left? Time check. A little bit of time. So I'll just quickly show you some of the things that people have been doing. So we have run hackathons where we give away awards. One of the awards was 581,000 pesos. So we had a global hackathon, which is like basically 5K. And we had 120 Filipinos join. So mostly Mindanao, because that's where we've been running all the workshops. And then you can sort of see all the users joining. And then you can also see all the projects. So this is that, say, hacknode.openxai.org. You can sort of view all the hackathons that we ran across Australia and then globally in India as well. The other thing that we've had launched recently is the mini apps. So we'll talk about Base mini apps. So it's a way to build a simple app really quickly. And mini apps, you can see all the different submissions to the mini app factory. That it's a way to just talk to an AI to help you build an application. So we host that for free, and then you can sort of see all the different mini apps, and all of these submissions, if they're high quality, they got a reward. So, congratulations to all the people that built that. A lot of people were in Bukidnon, CNU, USM, Butuan, Digos, so, Davao. So lots of people around Mindanao are building. So they were getting involved. You can join our Discord. We've got a builders Discord. You can chat to people. So if I just say, open one of these up, this should load. Yeah. So someone built air hockey. This is an example of a quickly built application. They're able to build that using a vibe coding platform that we launched like two months ago. So, but yeah, basically there's hundreds of games that people have built. There's lots of different applications as well. So yeah, that's a good example of like one of the top quality winning sort of mini apps for our recent mini app hackathon. I'll just quickly show you what vibe coding is. So does anyone know what vibe coding is already? Yeah, so it's a way to just talk to the AI to have something built. And the best tool you can use is, it's a tool called Cursor. So I always recommend Cursor. So let me just show you what it looks like. So this is just a blank sort of string. What I've done, I've created a folder on my computer, and then I've opened up Cursor. And then what I'm going to ask it to do is create a website. So let me just type this in. Okay, so what I've asked Cursor to do, I'm using a Cursor, which is a vibe coding sort of software development tool. it's a tool that it's an application that you use to put code in. So if you want to do coding, you can use Cursor. What I've asked it to do is build a website. I've asked it to say, look at the IBA website and just copy that, copy the color scheme. And you can see here, this is a good example of Cursor version 2, which just came out like a month ago, 2 months ago probably. So you can see on the left, it had no files in the folder. It was empty. It's now gone. I've typed one sentence and I've asked it to build a website that just says hello world on it. So very simple. And it's installing all the files needed to build a JavaScript website. So, congratulations, you are now a JavaScript website developer. So yeah, it's sort of that. It's basically it's run npx. So the node package manager installs all the libraries you need to build a website. I'm not even looking at it because I'm just like done it a few times. But basically, it's created all the folders. It's run the scripts. It's built a JavaScript website. I didn't even say to it, make it red, make it look like this picture. I just gave it a link and told it to look at the link, and it loaded up the link. It scanned it, took a screenshot. It's figured out the color scheme, the different reds. It's then installed the JavaScript software packages, which is Next.js. It's also installed Tailwind, which is the CSS, or like styling. So how do you make the colors? What size is the font? That's what CSS and Tailwind do. It's gone off and installed all that. It's now fixing up the Tailwind install for styling. It's created all these folders, which is the typical Next.js JavaScript website. It's got the basic app folder, node modules, which is all your dependencies or library, items that you need to have a JavaScript website running. It's put the default, images in the website. And it's just, it's going through, I'm told it to build something like this website, but just really simple, call it Hello World. So let's see what it comes back with. It's also installed, let's have a look. So it's gone through and edited some code. So it's got the default JavaScript website. I said, make it look like the IBA website. So it has to change some of that CSS code in Global's CSS, the file. So you can see here, it's actually edited the code right in front of me, and I can review or I can cancel that. So when you're using AI tools like this, just think of yourself not as the bricklayer, the builder, but you're like the architect. So you're controlling the AI. So you need to say to it, yeah, I'm happy with that. It looks like it says here dark green gold, so I'm not sure, but we'll just keep it for now. It's also deleted some code as well, and I'll just review this using a different font, and then it's gone through. It's edited all that. It's saying that it's running it, so your site is ready to run. So let's run it, and then what it'll do. I put a typo in, it doesn't matter. AI can figure it out. So now it's running the command for me. So I don't even need to know what terminal or commands are. I just have to talk to it and say, run the actual command. And let's have a look. So it does not look green. So it looks like it's using yellows but it's built a website. It's took some of the text. It's had a look and read some stuff. So what I'll do, and this is an example of reviewing what the AI just built for me. I've just built a whole website in like 1 minute. Please make sure it is red, like the example. And then it'll go off and, I basically was the architect. I hit it with a stick. No, I'm just kidding. But basically I said, this isn't the right color. Please fix it. And then, it'll go off and it'll fix it. So normally when I'm building a website, I go and make a coffee and I come back and the agent's finished. So I'll just explain what else is happening here. So with AI agents, it's basically not. So if you went back 2 years ago, I would have gone to ChatGPT. I would have copy pasted a big block of text, and then I would have pasted it back in my code editor, updated the website. It would have had an error for sure. Then I'd copy the error, and then I'd go back to ChatGPT, put the error in, I didn't build the website properly, sort of error. And I spent like 3 hours doing it. But now in today's modern age, so 2 years later, you can use AI agents in Cursor. All the AI is integrated into the coding development tool. I didn't have to have a computer science degree to do what I just did there. So I was able to build a website and launch that myself. So there's literally no excuse to not build things. You just have to install an app on your computer and then talk English or Tagalog or Messiah to it, and then just build the website or whatever you want to build. So, you can see here it's fixed it up, it's made it red, and it's talking about enrollment. Let's change it. So let's change the whole curriculum of this made-up university. Let's rename it to IT, I don't know, Valencia. Is there a Valencia University? Or you guys from Valencia? Yeah, is there a Valencia University? No. So I can type faster with like 2 hands. So hang on. Okay, so I just created a new university in Valencia, and I'm going to run courses on AI, blockchain, and robotics. And I'm just building a little business website for someone, insert whatever prompts. So it could be, if you want to try and make money, you could like build a website for your local, car dealer or whatever. Any business that's actually in Valencia, you just hit them up and go, give me like 5,000 pesos, I'll build you a website. And then just go build it like literally then and there, and work with the client, sit down, say, what do you want it to be? What do you want it to do? Where's the enroll button? Does it go to a little form? Okay, so now we're offering a bachelor's in artificial intelligence at Valencia University. We've got a blockchain university, and I don't have to view it in here. I can actually go out back to the actual browser and then just put the address in, and that's what it looks like. It's obviously mobile responsive, so it works on mobile phones. Then I can expand it. That's obviously like a give me. So every AI model in the past 2 years knows what a mobile website is. So you just say, it just does it automatically. It's not even a thing anymore. And then, you got to get some images. So AI can generate images as well. So you just ask it to generate some images for the different news updates. Let's try it. Yeah, so here it is. So this is I'll just generate some images and see if it works. It's just going to try and update some images. The other thing you can do is this thing like Pixabay or stock images. So AI can just go to that website and like use some royalty-free images and put them on your website as well. So you don't have to be a graphic designer or UX designer or anything. The main point of this is to actually show you that these AI tools are available right now, and you can just build whatever you want, and you don't need anyone's permission to do it. Just download an app to your laptop and start learning, start building things. So we'll let that update. So yeah, it's just going through, just trying to get some images. I'm sure it'll do. But I think I'm running out of time. So what I'll do, I'll show you another demo. So let me just load something up. So USM. So when I went to USM, let's have a look. Hang on. Anyway, so we went into these universities and we started vibe coding on a workshop using the transparency seal data. So if I go to usm.edu.ph, load that up. Every government entity in the Philippines has public data. So they actually are required by law to publish their financial records. And they've been doing it for like 10 years. So one of the staff at USM, they showed me on their website. This is more of a data science project if you guys are interested in analytics or dashboards. So we started building this. You go to any government website. It could be, Department of Public Works and Highways or whatever. But every single department in the government has a transparency seal data, and you can download all of their financial records. And this is what it looks like. So you go to their website, you click, this is what it looks like. It's literally pretty boring. It's tabular data, so it's spreadsheets. So you can actually view all these spreadsheets on these websites. And, what is it? It's like, costs. It's like budgets and financial records for that university for that year. So how do you use AI to build something that actually helps explain what all this stuff means? So we started building our own version of Transparency Seal that sort of takes that data and then displays it in a nice way. So we can actually go to say finances, and it's doing. It's actually taking all of that data in all the spreadsheets, combining it into a database, and then displaying it using a website as an interactive dashboard. And this should work. It might be, let's see what happens. So basically, I can sort of click on Luzon. I can then use AI to analyze the budget of Luzon. Yeah, so you can see here, so what I've built over the past sort of month is a dashboard that can take all of these different government departments and public entities like universities that are funded by the government, like USM, take all of those PDFs, index all that data, store it in a database, then make it presentable to AI to actually read it. And then using that same tool, Cursor, the application, instead of building a University of Valencia website, I was building this transparencyseal.com, and then you're able to basically go through and like look at all of that open source or open data that Filipinos have to actually understand what their government departments are doing with all the money that they get, what projects are they spending it on, which contracts, which vendors or which companies are bidding for the contracts, how much do they get paid, how long did it take for the contractor to get paid, did they even finish the job, or did they just like pocket millions and millions of pesos? So what I'm trying to do is just use all of that open data to build something as an example, just as a fun workshop example of showing where all the flood data, the flood control budgets go and which projects spend it. So there's like billions of pesos. And this is an example of a data science project where you can actually take what's free on the internet, on all these websites, shove it into a database, and then build an AI application that can actually help you analyze it. And then, just like I showed you before, a chatbot that can respond to questions about it. So once I polish this, I'll start doing YouTube videos about it, and just showing people what sort of open source applications you can build. Obviously, we've got lots of hackathon entries as well. So this is the best time to just plug my YouTube channel. So who's got YouTube app on their phone? We've got 5 people. What do you guys watch? No, just Facebook. Okay. So yeah, if you have YouTube, make sure you're following. I try and record all the workshops that I deliver. So just make sure you're following me there. Just checking I'm recording, and make sure that you sort of check out the YouTube channel. So all of these workshops that I do run for people, I try and record as a YouTube video and then publish it. So again, you can sort of see the actual workshop in USM, University of Southern Mindanao, where we talked about transparency seal and then just started vibe coding a little dashboard, and then started over the past 1 month, so that was a month ago, just kept upgrading it into the transparencyseal.com. So, but yeah, it's the same thing. So I can build a blog, I can build a game, I can build a transparency data analytics dashboard. It doesn't really matter. And then just a quick one on the hackathons. So I just wanted to show you that we did reward prizes for the Australian hackathon. So we had lots of different university students in Australia compete in the hackathon, and they were able to build lots of cool things. And we do announce the winners at the end of this video. And they all use vibe coding tools like Cursor. So same as you guys, a lot of them didn't know how to code. They were able to build something in like 2 months and then get like $2,500 reward, which is pretty cool. And then what is the actual app they built? So let me just show you. Yeah, so it's a way to load up a map, and it tells you the different matcha cafes around the university. You can also chat to all the different cafe menus through AI, and then from that it analyzes your mood, your sentiment, and figures out what type of matcha you want that day to cheer you up. And then you can go get a creamy matcha from a local cafe. And this is an idea that they had in the hackathon. They obviously got a winning place in the hackathon and won some money. They'll get free hosting from us. We'll help deploy their app. And then what their job is now is they've got this really cool AI application that helps you figure out what matcha you want that day. But what they can do is other stuff like business. So go to all the cafes and then sign them up and say, pay us, 2,000 pesos a month. You can get listed on this match app, and then people can find your matcha coffee shop. And this is some of the cool examples of what stuff people are building. And obviously just go to the YouTube, watch the video, and you can like see all the different ideas that people had. So, some others had apps about helping fix up the university forums because they really sucked. It was really hard to get an answer. So they used AI to scan all the university forums, scan all the textbooks, scan all the assignments, whatever. Just dump all these files in a folder. So it's not that hard. And then when you go to ask a question, it actually has answers about your university subject. So that's an example of headbands. So again, these are all university students building things. And then a lot of them got prizes. All of them got free hosting so they can actually launch their app. And a lot of them, even one person won a whole computer. So they're actually able to get a new computer and then run that at home. That's some of the examples. But yeah, just follow my YouTube. I'll keep updating that with all the stuff we build in globally, but also in Davao or Mindanao. It doesn't really matter because the internet is everywhere in the world. So as long as you have a laptop, there's literally no boundary to actually build and make money online. So you just have to do something that's not watching Netflix, and you can start learning and building. So just quickly going back, make sure that you have the base wallet. Make sure that you scan the QR code, go to the community.openxai.org. We'll keep releasing like education workshops. The other thing it does is issue you a certificate. So you'll be able to get a portfolio of certifications over the next sort of year. And then by the time you leave university, you don't have like a blank resume, but you should have a whole bunch of open source projects, a GitHub, some certifications all on there, so you can actually get a good job. That's all I wanted to talk about. And thank you so much for listening. And look forward to seeing you guys in Malaysia in the future sometime. So thank you.